Good evening, my firing squad of the Killing Wall, and welcome to briefing number 62 of the Killing Wall. Thank you for reporting in. So, tonight I'm going after something a little fun. It's going to be a little fun for me, I think. Mostly because I have a tendency to want to smack the shit out of these types of people. And it makes me want to strangle a baby, usually, when I'm dealing with it. So, yeah. That's a fucking thing. So, as usual, we follow our general orders. Donate to Kinko down below. Buy one of his t-shirts. Seriously, do it. Do the fucking thing. Don't argue. That's one. Okay. Here's number two. By the by. Okay. Download Live 365 and listen to us there. You could also check us out at hellfireradio.com. You could check us out on our Instagram. You can continue to check us out over on Facebook Live too. Don't forget, we also got a fucking YouTube page. I think that's awesome. And we're always streaming worldwide 24/7. We are today's best in hard rock, hip hop, and horror. Don't fucking forget it. Also, we got Rockfest coming up. Okay? Yeah, it's in July. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about it now because we got some kick-ass bands that are in it. Check it the fuck out. You got Disturbed, you got Stained, you got Limp Bizkit, you got Snoop Dogg, you got Korn. Yeah, I'm reading off of it, but you want to know what? They're that big. I think you should check it out. Seriously, check it out. So tonight, we got a couple of folks that are reporting in. I can tell already. But just to kind of give you guys an idea, of what I'm passionate about at the moment, share this the fuck out to groups, share it out to timelines, share it to your friends, spam the hell out of your entire friends list. It's the only way that I'll keep coming back and giving you guys a little bit more light to the truth of things. I think you want that, right? That's right. So, I see a couple of folks already reporting in. We got Troop Page, Sergeant Page is in. Troop Beth is in. Sandra Rosen. Hi, how you doing? I'm presuming this is your first reporting in? And we got our Kiwi troop there, James. Thank you for coming in. See, who we're after tonight is interesting. And you want to know what? I made a special image just for it. Because I think it's important that you take a look at this, okay? Because this is an interesting topic. This is one that irks me. We're going after pranksters. We're going after people that go for the lulz. We go after people that don't take shit seriously. There are a nice little broad range of people that you'd want to strangle. And I think they've bugged us all. I'm pretty damn sure they've bugged us all. I know they bugged me. So, let's jammer with it. Mark, glad to see you reporting in. Don't forget, share this out. Don't just share this out on your first broadcast. Don't just share this out the first time you're tuning in. Share it out now. Share it out to groups. Share it out to timelines. Share it out to your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell them all, because we don't want to deal with that shit. Seriously. Okay? I want y'all to check it out. We got some kick-ass shows on here. And we got more in the works. No lie. Oh, wow. We got another English troop. Yes. Got a couple of folks out in the UK listen to me, so I'm happy as fuck to see you reporting in there, Sandra. You know what? Let me tell you the types of people. Hey, Troop Gabby, glad to see you reporting in. By the way, you're a year older, so guess what? Happy fucking belated. I know I said it to you on your birthday, but I'm going to say it again, give you another little birthday shout out. Gabby Stewart, happy fucking birthday. Quack, quack. I see the Lieutenant Takara is in, keeping an eye out on things. By the by. So tonight we're going after pranksters. We're going after people that have a tendency to never take anything seriously, especially when they should. Okay? I'll give you a good example. Okay? Yeah. We'll go right to it. Okay? You ever been playing a game with a bunch of people? You know, maybe a group multiplayer game, kind of like Among Us, Phasmophobia, Call of Duty, Animal Crossing, whatever the fuck it is. All right? And rather than band together as a group, which was the whole point of the design of that particular game dynamic. If that's a good thing, Gabby, yay. If it's not, I'm sorry to hear it. You'll be fine. All right? what these games do, what these people do in these games is basically go rogue. They Leroy Jenkins. For those of you that don't know, and this is old school gaming, okay? When you Leroy Jenkins something, that means everybody spent a whole lot of time prepping, a whole lot of time getting ready, coordinating, planning, setting fucking shit up. And that was the one person that took one look at that plan, the idea, the whole concept of coordination, and said, fuck that, I'm going to do what I want because it's fun. And when they did that, they literally shouted, and it became an internet meme for quite a long time. And to this day, if you ever talk to anybody over the age of 26 and you shout, Leroy Jenkins, they know what you're talking about. Troop Ronald, glad to see you reporting in. Troop Tyler, don't worry, nothing disgusting on here tonight, unless, I suddenly get frisky and decide to really freaking make the night fun. But, seriously, these kind of people that, you set up a good fucking show. You set up a good game. You're ready to go in. Everybody's planned. And then you get that one person that goes rogue, completely and totally shits all over your plan. Isn't that fucked up? You can give two shits about all the work, all the dedication, everything. Then suddenly, gets dropped on you. Which story is that, Tyler? I can't quite remember. I've slept since then. But yeah. Leroy Jenkins. People that Leroy Jenkins on purpose. I know a couple of people that do this. It's rather frustrating. It's rather annoying. I don't think these people understand all the work and dedication that goes into particularly planning a thing, because whenever you're actually trying to get together and actually build something and try to accomplish a goal or a task or an objective or to complete something, guess what the fuck happens? All that work is gone. It's for naught, because somebody decided to have fun in their way. Tyler, I had alcohol in me for that show. By the way, folks, we even got shows on Saturday and Sunday too. And on Saturday, every other Saturday, we got Craft Beer Corner. And on occasion, you get to see me drunk. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, the lulz exude. And I'm pretty damn sure that every single one of you will get a kick out of it. So check it out. It's on the page. It's on the Facebook page. Head out there, like and share. Don't forget to fucking share. Yeah. Let's see. I hate people that Leroy Jenkins shit out of stuff. I really do. Because usually I'm the one that's planning. And you want to know what? As your rank commander, I command, which means I plan. I go into everything with an idea and I plan. It's all meant to go along a specific path. And when the path tends to go rogue, guess what? You never get to the end of the road, which makes me fucking angry. It makes me fucking furious. It makes me fucking frustrated. It makes me fucking insert whatever sort of adjective that you would actually feel wouldn't necessarily fit. Lieutenant Tyson, glad to see you reporting in. And thank you for reporting in briefly. We actually got somebody watching from YouTube. I'm so glad to fucking see you doing so. And yes, Troop Gabby, it is always fun and games until shit happens. And then, well, you're fucked. Yeah, that's what fucking happens. Okay? Guys that prank and ruin it ain't great, but when it's a good joke that you can enjoy away many buzzkills out there, that's damn right there, Kiwi James. It irks the living shit out of me. Really does. And there's no excuse for it. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. They're basically living by their own goddamn rules. To them, It's about them completing the objective. They're the most selfish people on the planet, I feel. Maybe a little bit. Okay. There may be some out there that have a little bit of selflessness to them, and they legitimately think I could be the life of the party and be the actual localized prankster. Maybe I'm the life of the party and I'm the Joker. And I don't mean the why so serious Joker. No, I'm talking about somebody that adds levity to an otherwise serious situation, which I could totally and absolutely understand. Sometimes you can appreciate it if it's funny, but it has to be funny to everybody, not just that one person. Otherwise, you're just being a dick. And a dick is usually the one that fucks everybody else up. Right. But if you call them out on it, guess what? That makes you an asshole. Why? Because you just got fucked by a dick. Funny, huh? It's interesting how metaphors have a tendency to string together in one way or another. And it does sound like I've had a whole lot of caffeine, but in fact, reality is more just something I'm a little bit passionate about, because whenever I'm passionate about something one way or the other, I try and make sure that you understand and it sticks with you. Because this is a truth, folks. It's a truth that I'm shedding light on. Never forget that those that live by their own rules are doomed to die by them. And when you die by your own rules, no one will ever notice. And that's never fun. If you want to go out with a bang. And by that, I mean, if you're going to troll in that way, which is a harmless way, it causes more of an annoyance than destruction, I will admit. Although, to be honest with you, the actual Leroy Jenkins situation was destructive. That was apparently months of planning for a bunch of people in World of Warcraft that got together. A whole bunch. We're talking like 20 some people. All got together. And then this dude, high as fuck and drunk as fuck off his ass, ran in to a dungeon raid. And a dungeon raid is basically you walk into an enclosed space where there's a whole lot of adversarial combat. Run in willy-nilly. No. Months of work down the drain. But as far as Leroy was concerned, he had fun. And that's all that mattered to them. Because that's ultimately the one law they follow. If I'm having fun, to hell with everybody else. It's understandable, Troop Gabby. I totally get it. You see, Troop Page, I understand why you're saying that. And it's because your brother is a notorious troll for doing that. And it's endearing. A little bit. Ruined more than a few of my games. It's all right. I've got something in store. Justice will come. Yeah, I know that too. I realize that too. But they live by their own rules. They live by their own rules, and that's a little irksome. Because sociopaths live by their own rules. Yeah. Not a fan. And the motivation sometimes is questionable. You see, people that love doing that sometimes aren't doing it because they want to have fun. Oh no. Oh no. Sometimes people like me are purposely targeted just to get a rise out of me. In a way, they've won. They've won that round because I'm calling them out now. I'm pointing it out now. You got a rise out of me. So now there's a kill order on you. I'm calling on all people that are of my firing squad. Stand against the trolls that are looking to get a rise out of you. Ignore them. Give them not what they crave, but rather what they despise, which is invisibility. The only way to completely and totally counter someone that's doing something for the lulz, essentially, is to take the bullets out of their guns, to deafen your ears, to blind your eyes. I think it was Sun Tzu who said it best. The only way to defeat an aggressive army is to deny it battle. That's all. That's all it takes. Deny it battle. Ignore them. Ignore them and they lose interest and go away. This, believe it or not, is a life lesson. And yes, I'm removing the glasses and hat for this, as well as the top. Because this is something I want each and every single person here to realize. That people that do things just for the sake of doing what they think is funny are basically bullies. That's what they are. They're bullies. And I grew up being bullied a lot. I got bullied a lot coming up. And one of the things that I was told to counter them, and believe you me, it was the hardest fucking thing in the world to do, was to ignore them. Don't even bother trying to fight back because they want you to fight back. They want the joy of taking down an opponent. They want interaction of an aggressive nature so that they can see or feel superior. That's what they do. Now, I see some of you say that you went back and you won. And, we can say that now as adults. Totally understandable. But think about from the mindset of somebody that's younger, or somebody that's vulnerable and small and incapable of actually fighting back, which is a lot of us when we were that young, or that small, or that vulnerable, incapable of countering or fighting back. You lose all faith in humanity with that feeling of helplessness. And ironically, that's exactly what they want to inspire. It creates a subconscious desire for control that these bullies crave. Bullies live for the rise. They live for the conflict because to them, they're always going to win. Always going to win. And they win, ultimately, by getting you to try to win. In their eyes, what winning is. Now, there are usually objectives here. You either have pranksters and trolls that want you to fight back physically because they think they can take you. A lot of the time, they're wrong. A lot of the time, they can take you. But there are a few times where they don't. And those are the times that we relish in our own way. We hear stories of people that were able to take down the bully, and we think ourselves capable of being such. It's not bad to have that level of confidence, but usually a bully will target someone that doesn't have that confidence in themselves. They go after those that don't have it. Troop Curai, I'm so glad to see you reporting in. But Paige, I'm not talking about the ones that are doing it just to be funny. I'm talking about the ones that are fueled by actually causing mayhem and discord in a person's life. That's where there's a problem. And those are the ones that need the kill order. In a way, this is almost an anti bullying episode. I'm very much against it. I've had to deal with it a little bit recently myself. And that's kind of the reason why I was a bit inspired to do this episode. You know, I had to witness some of it to some very close friends of mine, which honestly I can't stand seeing somebody getting bullied. I really can't. I've seen many people rise above it, but I've also seen people collapse against it. And I have to hear how some people can be just downright relentless. And bullies are selective of their targets. They go after those that are disenfranchised. They go after those that are most likely to react in a hyper emotional way. And that's what they want. They want the emotional reaction. They're doing it for their personal lulls, their personal kink, I guess is the best way to put it. Because there has to be something motivating that. And people like that, they're the scum of the earth, you know. But for those of you that do it for the sake of good fun, or know people that do it for the sake of good fun, remind them very, very closely, and this is a reminder for those of you, that there is a very fine line between perceiving things as malicious and things being malicious. And it is very difficult to always walk that line. I give credit to those that can manage to stay on that line. And yes, it is worse when it is your own partner, Sandra. It is certainly worse when they live to do it. But at the same time, though, there are people that don't, that have zero awareness that what they're doing is malicious. They legit think you kind of laughing it off a little bit is taking it and not being bothered by it. That's why it is also the responsibility of the person that's on the receiving end to speak up if it's not blatantly malicious. Okay? If it's not blatantly malicious. If it bothers you, speak up. You know? Like, I know people. Actually, no, fuck that. I don't know people. I'll use some of my own life experience. I was constantly made fun of in my adult life at one point by a group of friends. They would throw insulting nicknames in my direction. Have I grown past it now? Yeah. Do I think about it? Absolutely. They'll always stick with me because it shaped who I am. Does that credit them with anything? Not really. It made me realize that sometimes people understand that something is legitimately bothersome, and other times it shows that there are some people that just plain don't give a fuck. I know quite a few that are very much like that. They could give legit two shits how what they do makes you feel, despite you being the one that's the most affected by it. In high school, I was called a very derogatory nickname by students and teachers. My sophomore year, day one, all the way up through graduation, nobody knew my real fucking name. I was called a nickname the whole time by all of them. Come graduation, when they called my name, while everybody else got massive raucous applause, my name got called, was met with almost dead silence. A couple of people knew my name. I got a little bit of applause, but for the most part, it was like nobody knew who the fuck I was. It didn't help matters much that the day before, I'd done something I had never done. I showed up to school clean shaven. Up till then, I had a molestache. I had just a thin haired mustache. That's it. I shaved my face clean. And on occasion, I grew out a goatee, but for the most part, just this, and it was nowhere near as thick. I was a completely different person. But I had to remember for 3 years straight, I was called that nickname. And I tried to come up with different ways as to how I could have gotten the name. And you know what? Here, I was not the person that I am today, James, when I was that young. I was kind of prone to injury. I was coming in with either some sort of a cast, and during the time whenever photos and group photos were being taken, I was either the one taking the photos or I just wasn't there. I tended to keep to myself a lot. I was about a good almost 100 pounds heavier. My face was ridden with pimples like you would not believe. My hair was shorter. We're talking skin tight fades and whatnot. People knew my sister, they didn't know me. And I was a band geek on top of that. I played piano and I played trumpet. Played piano all the way up till sophomore year. And that was because that's when I got struck by the lightning. I couldn't feel my ring and pinky finger anymore. So playing anything up on the normal registers was damn near impossible. I'd have to stare at the keyboard instead of the fucking music. With trumpet, I was able to at least keep an eye on my ring finger and see exactly what the fuck was going on. I had to memorize music for a while. And Sandra, I used to play bass. when I was in my 20s. It became extremely difficult. I tried to play right-handed. I couldn't. Having only 8 functional fingers sucks. No, I have 10 functional fingers. It's that 2 of them have 0 sensation. These 2. You know what mistakes I learned growing up, Gabby? Yeah, this is actually though a good point, folks, and I really want you to take that into consideration too. The only thing that the past shaped me for that was bullying was to appreciate those that were bullied and not to judge people. I learned that very early on. I don't judge anybody except for their interactions with others that I care about. I only ever have 3 major rules: don't hurt my friends, don't hurt my loved ones, and don't hurt me. Beyond that, I could give 2 fucks what you do with yourself. Friends, family, me. And me, I'm very low at the bottom because I have an extremely long fuse. You have to come at me with straight up malice for me to get pissed at someone. And I don't hold a grudge for long. I'm notorious for forgiveness. I get an apology. Okay, fine. I just remember exactly what it was that you did. And I keep it in mind. But, you know, it didn't really shape me. It just taught me not to judge people and at the same time to sympathize with those that are judged on superficial labels. These days, I'm judged for some pretty fucked up shit. Nothing I did, really, you know? I mean, I could. It's that time of night where I can be personal, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what I did. Okay. That gets me judged. I attend conventions, kink conventions a lot, or at least when they were still going on, because that's kind of how I got my start, really, within the massive public eye. I was a kinky hypnotist. Not the kinky hypnotist, that's actually somebody's performance name. But I was a hypnotist within kink. Some of you may know that, some of you may not. And I I taught at a lot of these conventions, you know? The big issue is that I I have my own individual likes and dislikes whenever it comes to that particular scene. And my likes basically lean towards the hypersexual. It's a thing. Okay. I get my enjoyment from physical sexual intercourse. That's my thing. Everything that I do that's kink related involves that. That and with hypno thrown in to enhance that. That's my thing. It's what I got known for in my own ways. But the problem, and this is what got me judged a bit. The problem is one, how I present myself at these conventions. Those of you that know, well, most of you know, I have another character that you guys meet usually every other Friday night, Baron Voltage. A very dapper looking individual, rocks a fedora, has a very intense look to them. Okay. Almost scary. And apparently scary to a lot of people. So I cut a very intimidating jib. Now, when you're a presenter, like I am, and you attract people like I have, and then you have interactions with them at conventions, like you're kind of expected to do, interact with people. Sometimes they want to have some form of kinky interaction. I always make it very blatantly clear that if you're having a kinky interaction with me, this is what's on the table. You know, that's my thing. It's my kink. It's how I get my enjoyment. Can't fault me for that. It's there. You can't say, "Oh, I had no clue." Well, if you had no clue, then I apologize for whatever sort of misleading you may have. Hope you enjoy the rest of the convention. It's always been my stance. I don't insist on, you know, no, if no, come at me only if you want to fuck. No, not the case at all. It's if you want to have that interaction with me on that particular scale, guess what? This has to be involved for me to enjoy it. I know you want to do something that you enjoy, and it may not include that. But if it doesn't include this, I'm not really going to get much enjoyment out of it. Sorry. And that limited a lot of my interactions. But unfortunately, for me, as it turns out, me having interactions of this kind at a kink convention is seen as abusing my position of power as being a teacher of stuff, which I don't really get. Because, yeah, I mean, okay, I'm a name, but that's because I have knowledge. So the moment that I know what I'm doing, that immediately means I can't play at these conventions. Apparently, that's the case. And as it turns out, there are people that took issue with this. They say that I basically I predate on people that are new to the scene. That's their perception, not mine. Because to be honest with you, I'm just as likely to play with somebody that is experienced as I am with someone that's not. Can I help it that new people approach me because they want to know about something? Okay, cool. Does that necessarily mean that I only seek out new people? No. As a matter of fact, it's almost never that I approach somebody that's new. Almost never. There have been very rare occasions through the years where I approached somebody that was new to the scene. But I don't necessarily approach somebody seeing that they're brand new. I purposely don't really approach anyone because I know I come off as intimidating to some. I couldn't understand why I come off as intimidating, but I'm told I'm intimidating. I have what they call resting dom face, which means I look like somebody that will command your attention. Hence rank commander. See, it's right there. But I don't. I don't. I'm just as easy to talk to, calm to talk to. I'm open and I'm extremely direct. I'm blunt and I'm honest. I also give a fuck about how somebody's doing, whether or not they're enjoying something. Well, Curai, here's the thing though. These are hypno kink conventions. They are all hypnotists and subjects that only go to these things. That's the problem. See, there's two different schools of thought here, Curai, when it comes to that. And it's that the kink world is facing a bit of a divide. There are some people that think that you're only supposed to do kink with no sexual interaction, and there are some people that are thinking, how can you have kink with no sexual interaction? What are you kinking exactly? You kinking source of pleasure or how it's received? And it becomes a little bit of a quaky bit there. But people that like the intercourse aspect of it are being villainized by this side. Very much so. And this side is getting louder. And this side is being forced to go quiet. I'm over here. And what's worse is when both sides have to interact. What happens when somebody from over here wants to play with somebody over here? How do they take it? Some take it as flattery. Oh, you wanted to play? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't do that kind of thing. A responsible hypnotist will be like, okay, cool, no problem. And there are maybe one or two bad apples that don't like hearing that and take it hyper personal and get very freaking aggressive about it. Okay, understandable. You get people that are like that. It's fucked up. But then you got the ones that don't. The ones that don't are lumped in with that one. If you're part of this at all, then you all must be doing the same thing. Here's the thing, and I'm a good example. I can't control these two unless I'm looking at them. Does that mean that just because these two are fucked, that these three are not? Or that these three are fucked up as well? They're not. They're fully functional. I can feel them, I can move them, and I'm aware of what they're doing whenever they're moved. What does that tell you? You can't lump in the good when there's only one bad, or in my case, two bad, because fingers. And then the majority over here, I'm not going to lie, are of the cisgendered male persuasion, usually hetero. Majority over here, this side, are not of the cis hetero male persuasion. They are, a majority of them are of the whole spectrum, LGBTQIAPOC, every other possible delineation you can throw out there. And I'm not belittling them by calling them that, because we do have a few that are like that here. Great. But majority here, we got a few that are ruining it for the rest of them. And honestly, I got lumped in with these. And when you get lumped in with these, especially when you're someone that likes presenting, like I do, likes interacting with people, like I do, and happens to get their kink from interacting like those over here and present like most of the people here, you are perceived as a villain and not the good way. That's how I'm being bullied now. I'm lumped in. And there's nothing I can do about it except continue doing as I do, which is keep on practicing good consent practices, educate where I can, and hopefully the ones over here, see that a lot that are over here, honestly, are not nearly as bad as a lot of the very loud ones on this side perceive to be. Takara, you fit in here. I know you fit in here. It's fine. It's not a judgment. Because you want to know what? We're all part of the same body. Yeah, that's you here, hon. You're here. That's interesting there, Tyson. But it gets very fucking tangled because if you're sitting in here, you're seen as a predator. You're seen as dangerous. And while yeah, you have those labels, if you didn't do anything to earn them, you're still treated the same way as those that did. So the ones over here, unfortunately, are the ones that are usually running the conventions. The ones over here are usually the ones that get to decide who can go to conventions and who can't. The ones over here can influence the ones that run conventions. And the ones over here are the reason why I can't go to a number of them. It's funny because I've never violated anybody's consent. I've made a few bad dating decisions, not gonna lie. I've had questionable liaisons with people by meaning of certain people felt certain ways emotionally that I did not. A lot of people had different perceptions as to the way things were. And you know what? That happens. I think we've all been there. But, you know, does that make me a horrible person? No. I don't like to think that I'm a horrible person. And I'm saying it here right now. If I've ever hurt anybody, gladly I apologize. Openly I apologize. If I've hurt you, contact me. There are ways to communicate with me. Get a hold of me directly. Tell me what I can do to help or make amends. Consider this to be my open apology. Because I guarantee you, if I hurt you, I had no idea that I hurt you. I didn't do it with malice. And if I broke up with you, I guarantee you it was probably for a damn good reason. And if you need to be reminded as to why, I'll gladly do so. But, oh, seriously, I'm not a bad person. True, Gabby. Now, do I have interactions with people blatantly these days? Not really. It's been kind of limited. One with the quarantine going on, and two, I'm kind of polysaturated, is the best way to put it. I'm polyamorous. All right. I've got four awesome partners. Okay. All four are great. Happy as fuck to have them. And, you know, taking on another romantic partner is going to be, it's honestly a little too much. Does that mean casual partners stop? No. But honestly, given the current state of the world, that's going to be extremely difficult to make happen safely. And it's sad that, you know, I can't be perceived as anything other than somebody that made some shitty dating decisions in the past and didn't do it for malicious intent ever. It's truth. I'm just reading these comments here because the chat's hopping. And, that's the bullying I deal with these days. And in a way, it hurts. In a way, it hurts because, I like educating people about what I do at these conventions. I love doing it. I love doing it. I love doing it so damn much that I even teach the non kink stuff at conventions. Troop Allen, glad to see you reporting in. Well, and I take it seriously. But, there are people that have their own perceptions of things, and of course, they won't take it seriously. They joke around with it. And being called a predator or a horrible person is because I do XYZ at a convention. Well, it's bullying. And it's fucked up. And I can't deal with it a lot. It's rough. But, still here. And, to be honest with you, there's no way I can predate on any of y'all. One of two reasons why not. One, you're out there and I can't see is. And two, nobody ever really contacts me from here. Unless they're staff with Hellfire. So, hey. I'm what it is. Be that as it may, tomorrow there'll be another briefing. And in other news, hopefully by the end of this year, I'll have a new set of teeth. Can't wait. The countdown will begin. Shukura, I'm glad as fuck to hear it. All right, folks. I think that's going to end it for tonight. I want to thank every single one of y'all for reporting in. And as it has stated before, and will always state as others, I want y'all to rest up, be safe out there, stay healthy, because dear God, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, thank you, James. And above all else, kick ass, take names, stay locked, cocked, ready to rock. Y'all are hereby dismissed, troops. See you tomorrow.